We're going to start our program this afternoon, our opening ceremony. Before we go into our ceremony, we're going to ask Leandra to come and ask God's blessing on our ceremony this afternoon.
Good afternoon. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing us all here. God, we declare your blessings. We declare your favor, your protection, your safety, your success upon this tournament. I pray, God, you'll be with us all as we go forward. In your name I pray. Amen.
Okay, we thank Mr. Leandre Dyer for the invocation. We'll now move right along as we ask you to stand as we ask Miss Zenobia Johnson of the IWPS, the Ivor Walters Primary School, to come and render the national anthem.
O land of beauty, our country where peace abounds, thy children stand free. On the strength of will and love, no, with God in all our struggles, say kiss and Nevis be. A nation bound together with a common destiny. As stalwarts we stand for justice and liberty with wisdom and truth. We will serve and honor thee. No sword, no spear can conquer, for God will show defense. His blessing shall forever to posterity extend.
You may be seated. Quiet, children. Please be quiet. Hello? Hello? Be quiet. Hey. The Honorable Youth and Troy Liebert, Minister of Sports and Education, et al. Permanent Secretary, Mr. Kevin Barrett, in the Ministry of Sports and Education, et al. Mr. Cuthbert Keynes, Second Vice President, St. Kitts and Nevis Football Association, Mr. Jamir Claxton, Director of Sports, our patron, Mr. Andre Liebert, students, parents, teachers, well-wishers, a pleasant afternoon. A pleasant afternoon is wished to you all, and welcome to the opening ceremony of the 2023 Inter-Primary School Football Competition. The Department of Sports, in collaboration with the Department of Education, is pleased once again to host another primary school football tournament. Last year, we saw and witnessed a display of exceptional skills, competitiveness, and fair play, and we expect nothing less from this tournament this year. I say kudos to the defending champion, the Charleston Primary School, and runners-up, the St. James Primary School, who both displayed a thrilling final. I dare say a finals of their lifetime, and a finals that had the fans going by the breath from start to finish. But in the end, as we know it all, there could only be one winner. In light of that thrilling finals, let me remind all the other schools, regardless of the position you may have placed last year and will place this year in this year's competition, never forget that you are all exceptional individuals and winners in your own right. So continue to play hard, be competitive, but always remember to exhibit or display good sportsmen and sportswomanlike conduct on and off the field of play. With those few words, I wish all the school a safe, successful, and injury-free competition, and may the best team win. Thank you. As we continue with our program, we call on Mr. Cuthbert Keynes, Second Vice President of the St. Kitts and Nevis Football Association, to give brief remarks. Please welcome him with a round of applause.
A pleasant good afternoon to all. Master of Ceremony, let me adopt the protocol that has already been established. But however, I would like to recognize the Honorable Troy Liburd, Minister of Sports and Education, FL. It's always an honor and privilege for the St. Kitts Nevis Football Association to support and to be a part of these initiatives. This afternoon, I bring greetings from the President of the Association, Mr. Tiba Harris, and the Executive, as you officially start your inter-primary school football tournament. I want to take this opportunity to wish all of the schools all the best and let the best school win. But however, even though that you are part of a competition, we pray and hope that you may make new friends and look at the bigger picture. I want to also take this opportunity while I am here to also say how pleased the association is in terms of the continued development of football here on the sister island of Nevis. As most of you may be aware, if you follow the sport, you would realize that for the past few years, your own community team, Bath United, has been a constant competitor at the premier level. I want to encourage you to continue to play the sports and look at those who you may see in your own community as role models, as you would have witnessed just a few days ago, that you would have realized that at least 2 of your own nationals would have been a part of the national team, in naming Mr. Myers and Zacchaeus Smith. And so I want those 2 persons and others that you can look up to, who can be role model, and you try to emulate, to push yourself to reach to the pinnacle just like them. Too often we tend to look outside of our own countries for role models in the sports, but sometime right here at home we have persons who have excelled well. And so with these few words, I want to wish all of you, the various participating schools, all the best. And as the Master of Ceremony would have said, that there will only be one winner, but you do your best at this tournament and showcase your talent, that people can see we have good talent here in our country, Nevis. So once again, I wish you all the best as we embark on this tournament. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. T We thank Mr. Cuthbert Keynes, second vice president of the St. Kitts Nevis Football Association, for his brief remarks. And I do recognize a representative from the SOL, Adele Williams. She's the commercial sales rep for SOL. We say welcome to our ceremony. As we continue with our remarks, we call on the Minister, Sir Honorable Uchoi Liburd, Minister of Sports and Education et al., to bring you brief remarks. Please welcome the Minister.
Thank you very much, Mr. Master of Ceremonies, Deputy Director Dow. Pleasant good afternoon to all. I hope you're all ready for the tournament. Footballers, are you ready for the tournament? Good, good. That's the only noise I want to hear for the afternoon. Allow me to recognize the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education and Sports, Mr. Kevin Barrett, the Director of Sports, Mr. Jamir Claxton, Mr. Cuthbert Keynes of the St. Kitts Nevis Football Association. I'm missing the name. And Miss Adele Williams of SOL. And earlier this week I saw the potential program for the football tournament, and I saw Andre Liburd on the program as the patron, and I was wondering who is Andre Liburd. But this afternoon I came and I saw the program and I realized that it's my good friend Leon Powell. So I want to welcome Leon, and I think you're a fitting patron. Leon is somebody who was good at all sports, but he was exceptionally good at football back in the day. So he's a fitting patron. I think it feels like it was just yesterday that we were here in the park watching some football. I can't believe a whole year has passed. I think last year was a particularly exciting primary school football tournament. Last year we had the eventual winners, the Charlestown Primary School. And Charlestown Primary School is a perennial sports powerhouse. And last year they were in the finals against the St. James Primary School, one of the smaller schools on the island of Nevis. And I think it was quite remarkable that St. James made it to the finals. I thought that was exceptional. So I hope that all of the other schools, that you would take some inspiration from what St. James was able to do last year, and that you would know that any school can make it to the final and any school can win. I'm looking forward this year to a remarkable tournament, something that will surpass the excitement that we had last year. Last year we were able to attract a lot of regular Nevisians to the park to watch football. It seemed that football was on the rise, and I'm hoping that this year we are able to go past that. I'm happy that SOL is here, and I understand that we have gotten a generous donation from SOL, some footballs, but this tournament is still without a title sponsor, and I'm hopeful that that you would come back and have a look at the level of football that the students will be playing, and that perhaps you might want to increase your give next year and become our title sponsor. I know Carl Claxton, who is a SOL representative over here at Nevis, he's a lover of sports, and I'm sure I will go and talk to him and ask him to encourage SOL, but we are looking for a title sponsor for football. We have one for track and field, We have one for cricket. We need one for football. Football is on the rise in Nevis. Students, I want you all to have a wonderful tournament. Please exhibit sportsmanship. Don't want any noise on the field or any bad behavior on the field. It's all about sport. It's all about being together. It's all about improvement. Have a wonderful tournament. Thank you.
Okay, we thank the Minister of Sports, Education, HR, the Honorable Youth and Troy Liburd, for his brief remarks. Children, you need to be quiet. We'll now ask the patron to come forward, Mr. Andre Liburd, as we play something from the DJ, a presentation to the patron.
Of Mr. Andre Liburd. Mr. Andre Liburd, widely recognized as Leon Powell or Redout, is celebrated for his exceptional career in sports, particularly in football. Born to Miss Iona Powell and Mr. Andy Liburd, he hails from Brownhill Village, where his sporting journey began. Mr. Powell's remarkable achievements started from his early days at Prospect Primary, now known as the Ivor Walters Primary School. From an early age, it was evident that Mr. Powell had an unwavering passion for sports, particularly football. His natural talent was remarkable as he possessed the rare ability to kick with both feet. At the tender age of 8, he began representing Prospect Primary in various tournaments, showcasing his skills as a midfielder. His unique fitness and athletic prowess set him apart from his peers. One remarkable highlight of Mr. Powell's early career was the game in which he scored an astonishing 10 goals in an under-13 tournament in St. Martin. At that age, his strength and precision on the field were unparalleled. In fact, he recalls an incident where his powerful shot accidentally broke the hand of a goalkeeper. Mr. Powell's exceptional performance at the school level paved the way for him to represent St. Kitts and Nevis at various levels of football and in different countries. He believes that the landscape of football in Nevis has evolved significantly, with increased opportunities for footballers and better access to resources. His message to aspiring young athletes is clear. Natural talent is just the beginning. Fitness and discipline are the keys to unlocking one's true potential in sports. In conclusion, Mr. Andre Liburd, known to many as Leon Powell or Redout, is a testament to the power of dedication and hard work in the world of sports. His journey from a young football enthusiast to a national and international athlete serves as an inspiring example for aspiring athletes in Nevis and beyond.
Students, let's put your hands together for the patron. One more time. As we continue with our program, we move into the player's oath. Mr. Jaden Christopher, Ivor Walters Primary School.
Players, please stand.
Players, please stand.
We promise to play fairly. We promise to play to win, but to accept defeat with dignity, to observe the law of the game, to respect teammate, opponent, coaches, referee, official, and spectators, to promote the interests of football, to honor those who defend football reputation, to help others to resist corrupting pressures, to denounce those who discredit our sports, to use football to make a better world.
We thank Mr. Christopher of the Ivor Walters Primary School for the player's oath. We'll now ask Mr. Geraldine Myers, tournament official, to come and give the official's oath.
Sit along. Good afternoon once again. I'm here to say the official's oath. In the name of all the officials, I promise that we shall officiate in this ministry of sports education, football, primary school football tournament with complete impartiality, respecting and abiding by the rules in which they governs and the true spirit of sportsmanship.
We thank Mr. Geraldine Myers, and I'm reminded that students, you can be like him and you can attain his position as a national player of the St. Kitts and Nevis. Could you give him a round of applause, students? Permit me, I fail to recognize the PEO of Education, Ms. Zanella Claxton, who just graced us with her presence. As we go to a closing ceremony, students, please be quiet. We want to thank all who participated in the closing ceremony. Mr. Leandra Dyer, who, opening ceremony, not closing. I'm going ahead of you. Opening ceremony, Mr. Leandra Dyer, who gave the invocation, the national anthem, was rendered by Miss Zenobia Johnson, students of the Ivor Walters Primary School. Welcome remarks by yours truly, Brian Dow. Remarks by the second vice president of the St. Kitts Nevis Football Association, Mr. Cuthbert Keynes. Brief remarks by the Honorable Uchoy Liburd, Minister of Sports and Education. The player's oath by Mr. Jaden Christopher of the Ivor Walters Primary School. The official's oath by Mr. Geraldine Myers, tournament official. And we say thanks to everyone and also the patron for coming and being a part of our ceremony. Also, we say thanks to Moses Auto Replacement Services, the official game ball sponsor. Thanks also to Sol Mobile, or their representative, Miss Adele Williams, commercial sales rep, for player of the match soccer ball. We say thanks to them. Community Movie Night, we say thanks to them for offering sponsor for player of the game. So player of the game will have a ticket for movie night at the community movie. So without the final closing, we'll just give some housekeeping, just take care of some housekeeping matters. As I remind you, there will be 3 games this afternoon. And the schools are divided into two groups, Group A and Group B. In Group A, we have Charleston Primary School, the Mallcross Preparatory School, Ivor Walters Primary School, St. Thomas's Primary School, and the Violet O. Jeffers Nichols Primary. In Group B, we have the St. James Primary School, the Nevis Academy, Joycelyn Liebert Primary School, and the Elizabeth Pemberton Primary School. Those are the two groups that the schools are divided into. Our first game will begin right after our opening ceremony. In Group A, you'll have VOJN versus the St. Thomas's Primary School. And at the same time, we'll have two matches playing at the same time. We'll have Nevis Academy versus Elizabeth Pemberton Primary School. And at 4 o'clock, we'll have the St. James Primary School versus Joycelyn Liebert Primary School. Once again, we say thanks to everyone and to the students, do have a successful tournament. Thank you very much. For the patron to do the kickoff. So, Leon,